Dear Daily Doozy, I would like to spend some time today talking about my father, that paragon of the courtroom, Saber Souna. He was named after his weapon of choice. When he was but a babe, my grandfather, Sidious Souna, challenged him to a one-on-one battle to the death. Even as a small infant, my father knew his way around a blade, so he accepted my grandfather's challenge without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. You may think it far-fetched that a baby would be able to beat a grown man in a sword duel, but I can assure you that it is not. Did you know that I named my cat Simpkins after Orson Welles' sled Rosebud? There are times when I think that Simpkins may have even been reincarnated from that sled. You may wonder how this is possible. There is a very simple, scientific explanation for this. When certain inanimate objects are just so impressive, it becomes possible for them to be reincarnated as delightful animals. And believe you, Orson Welles' sled was an inanimate object of the highest order. It was so aerodynamic that he could roll down a hill at the speed of a gazelle, if the gazelle had been transformed into a really fast sled. In fact, it was such an impressive sled that he was able to fly into the sky on it. Sometimes he would even visit that most glorious of planets on his sled, Mars. There was many a night when I was a boy where I'd stay by my window, hoping to catch a glimpse of Orson Welles as he'd fly by on his sled. He'd smile and wink at me, and I would smile and wink back at him. Eventually, he decided to pay me a visit. He slid down the chimney like some sort of Santa Welles. We would laugh about how fat he was, and he'd give me a copy of his latest film for me to critique. I would give him a few pointers on how to aim the camera, and he would make the necessary improvements. There came a time when I decided that me and Orson Welles were such inseparable chums that I must adopt him. You may think it strange for a child to adopt a grown celebrity director, but it wasn't. Orson Welles enjoyed being my son. I would do all the typical dad things. Play catch with him, teach him to drive, and of course encourage him to merge his DNA with that of an animal. I believe we settled on a silverback gorilla. Until Orson Welles turned out to not be the man I'd thought he was. He chickened out at the last minute and merged his DNA with that of a chicken instead. Fitting. It was at that moment that I knew our relationship had come to an end, clucked its last. So I broke up with Orson Welles. I can't possibly date a chicken man. Not that we were dating, mind you. I never liked him that way, though I would often use his beard to stuff my pillows. Once he became a chicken, I was forced to pluck his feathers instead. So while Orson Welles never filled my heart, he always filled my pillows. Seth. P.S. If you or others like you are unfamiliar with the works of Orson Welles, I suggest you pick up some of his greatest films. A Touch of Evil, The Magnificent Sounas, Strangers on a Plane, Ed Wood, The Artist, Gone with the Wind in the Willows, Me and Orson Welles. Or was it Me, Orson Welles? I think that was it. And so many, many, many others. Please, have a season of him. You won't be disappointed. Seth.